Alright, good noon. It's time for DDR. But we won't have DDR. We're going to have some Open Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 instead. My body's really feeling it from getting back into the lifting yesterday, so I feel like dancing around isn't the brightest idea. Now, putting our visitors to the theme park through torture, that's a different idea entirely. We've finished off the beginner parks and the challenging parks. All that's left to do in this long play is to do the 5 expert parks. I have a feeling they're really going to up their game here, but we're going to start off with Alpine Adventures, convert a small mountain ski resort into a snow-themed amusement park, and achieve monthly income from ride tickets of at least 7 grand. Now that's pretty good, because it means that we can charge for use of the rides, which is always something I prefer. I don't like charging by entrance fee. It feels like it caps out pretty fast as to the amount of money that you can make. Okay, I had a look at this before, so this isn't a surprise to me, but it's quite intimidating. This map is all kinds of lumpy and bumpy. There is precious little flat area for you to put anything on. I can't see... I can see the real challenge of this park being how you design your paths, rather than how you design your roller coasters. Interesting. Okay, well what we do start with here is a chairlift ride. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I'm not going to tear it down since it's already here. Although, how much money would you make if I tore you down? You tempt me, but we'll keep you in here for now. I'm going to crank up the speed to maximum. We'll find out how exciting it is once that is done, but I'm going to demand people pay a $5 to ride the thing for now, and if they don't, we'll bring the price down. I wonder if it already has the maximum number of... Ooh. Ski lift chairs give more intensity and nausea. I need to close it down to do anything else to it. I must know. Okay, no, ski lift chairs are just better. I don't think this is going to be a particularly nauseous ride, so let's just have it open and functioning like that, and if nobody pays for it, we'll bring the prices right down. This thing might be extremely useless, says Naffle. Oh, don't say that. It's trying its best, especially after we elevated the speed there. Okay, so what do we have to work with? Gentle rides. We've got monorail, chairlift, and lift. I'm not really interested in any of these, except maybe the lift. I've heard that it's an incredibly useless thing to have in the game, but I think a lot of my pathways are going to be suspended quite high in the air so that we can actually build things around these peaks. So it might be worth giving the lift a go. It might be really terrible anyway, but we'll see what happens. Gentle rides, we have quite a few flat rides that can be put down. Good, especially things like the Ferris wheel that we can jam into places. We have a lot of roller coasters available, and they're not all terrible. Virginia Reel, wooden roller coaster, the Steel Wild Mouse. Is that the one? No, this is not the one we had a pre-build for, a rumph. We won't use any of the game's pre-builds, but I have no problem using some of my own. Inverted hairpin coaster. The Harsh Treatment, the 795. That would be pretty good. It's pretty big though. I don't think I'm going to have much space for pre-builds except for the tiniest ones here. I'll just have to make everything from scratch. Ah, speaking of the tiniest, we do have access to the Black Wind here. This awful Brazilian roller coaster. And I think we could squeeze you in right here. Yeah. If I just got rid of this pathway and then made a new one coming in. Okay, well, we can fire off the Black Weeb to get some initial money coming in at least. Classic Mini, Spiral, Suspended, Mini Suspended, the Bobsleigh. I do like the Bobsleigh. Again, I've heard how terrible it is, but I've really come to like it. And the Water Coaster. Who would want to ride a water coaster here? It's 9 degrees in March. Got thrilling rides. Have we had snow cups before? Free fall, go-karts, 3D cinema. Okay, so some decent thrill rides that we can put down that won't take up too much space. Bunch of water rides. I'm going to want the boat hire over here. And if I can get the submarine in it as well, I'd like both of those things. And loads of shops and stalls, including an ATM, so I can squeeze every penny out of people. Good, so other than the terrain, everything actually looks really good. What are we going to do to begin with, though? There's something I want to do and I can't remember what it is. Maybe if I keep clicking on things. That's the one. Max out the funding. Thrill rides, roller coasters, gentle rides. Yeah, we'll just go for all of it. There's not a time limit on this one. We just have to make money from rides. It's just that we don't have a lot of space to do so. Are you going to win with 20 purple disasters? We don't know if we have access to the purple disaster here, but if we ever can, we should endeavor to squeeze it into a park that we make. Something I really don't like about this park already is that there's no real loop going on. What'll I do about that? I think I'll have you come out and around here, and then I'll create a bit of a loop here, just so I have some breathing room for where I'm going to place my everything. And I'm going to start by putting down something that in my gut I feel we have to put down. Hang on, are we charging for this? Yeah, we are. I bumped it up to a $5. The boat hire. As ever, the scenery is getting in my way here. Yeah, there's space for you there, so we'll just do. It's not the most thrilling of rides, it's quite the opposite in fact, but I just feel it's quite nice to have a boat ride. Especially if you can have jet skis, which we had before, and they actually gave it a reasonable excitement bonus. We'll just have this guy come out as much as we can, because I think the excitement you get here is based purely on thinking and building. Don't go well together, do they? I think it's based purely on how long the ride is. I hope I'm not about to find that this doesn't squeeze in. I am about to find it doesn't squeeze in. What I endeavour to do in this map, now that I look at it and think of it, is not use the terrain tool. I feel like this would be trivial if you just squashed down the mountains. So let's not use that at all. Let's get our jet skis going. And entrance and exit wise, they probably start there, right? So let's have an entrance there, exit there, and then figure everything else out. Is that the most we can have? Probably, but if we can have more, I want more. No, that's our lot. Okay, no need for minimum waiting time either. That's just silly. Open her up and let's build a loop around here. There was a hotkey for seeing through scenery, but you better believe I've forgotten it. Okay, this needs to be a bit higher, it seems. The lack of background music is not good for me. I haven't given myself a lot of opportunity for this thing to loop in, but we'll worry about that later. Which is to say, not now. Let's have you brought over here. I have a feeling I haven't made this high enough, but what you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna spend way too much money on pathing, that's what you're gonna do. Still, it came together. Good enough. just preparing ourselves, which means we want benches and stuff. I've forgotten where all those come from. Here we go. Benches and bins. This was drilled into me so much. You can never have too many benches and bins. I'd like to think there is a situation in which you have too many of them, but I struggle to imagine what it could be. It's just a shame that you have to go through this rigmarole. I would love to be able to just have the benches and bins when you do the pathing. Because this kind of clicking's a bit, yeah. Also, why do we still have the scenery? Glad to have you back, says Lemon Lord. I hope your holidays were swell. They were certainly very relaxing. I wouldn't exactly call them terrifically exciting, but that's the Highlands for you. It's the land that time forgot out there. Alright, that should do us. Ah, man. Always with the scenery. First off, let's open this so we actually have something going. Why did that not go? Oh, good God. Well, if anybody remembers the hotkey for getting through scenery, that would be most appreciated. Are we there? No, we're not there. Up one more. There we go. Now we got the entrance way in. But I still need my people to get out, otherwise they're going to drown. And whilst that would be hilarious, let's not have them do that. And good lord, this lack of music is killing me. No, that is just not exciting. Water music sounds spooky. Let's have rock. Hard to tell what's being blocked here, actually. I think that's going to block them coming through that way. Excellent. Jake, see-through scenery is toggle for. Thank you, Marvin. Saving my bacon there. Whoa, now, nobody gets to ride this thing for just a quid. This looks like it's worth at least a $5. Speaking of, what do people think of this? Well, they're not riding it, so I assume they are turned off by my enormous prices here. Alright, 3 quid, not a penny lower. A $5 here might be a bit too much. Alright, $3.50. Alright, well, we've got a start. We've got a loop. We freed ourselves up potentially a bit of space. We need some basic amenities. That'll be... Well, before we do Burger Bar, it's always important to have the information kiosk. And it's always important to charge $2 million for an umbrella. And also, people are usually going to pay more for the maps than default. Let's set up a couple of you. People are going to need toilets and all. Nah, I need to make money from my toilets. It's better, I'm under the assumption of, that you don't charge for toilets. But I simply cannot reconcile that in my head. Everything must make a profit. It's a theme park. Okay, so people are paying for both of these, it seems. It's just that I don't have a lot of people to even suckle from. Right, food. It's burger o'clock. I said I don't want to use the shaping tool here, but how am I even meant to get people onto the buying things here? Okay, building around here is going to be very difficult. We'll just do what we can. We'll get some burgers and funnel cakes for people. Who doesn't like a funnel cake? Is that accessible? Okay, somebody just, well, at least looked at it, so it must be. Groovy. Make people climb up the mountain if they want their burgers, Jake. Now they gotta climb up if they want their funnel cake. There we go. Love funnel cakes. Probably the worst thing in the world for you, but they're nice. Richt, I want to build the black weeb here. Can such a thing be done? People get lost, but hopefully not terminally so. Right, it's the junior roller coaster, the Black Wind. This looks like it'll fit in quite nicely, actually. However, it's very important that I keep the pathway going here. Alright, that worked. What doesn't work so well is my extreme lack of queue for it. And then there's the problem with you. Well, that's certainly not what I was going for, but maybe it'll work. They'll get away. Good enough. Just don't come up here. Let's charge people astronomical amounts to ride the Brazilian. And open her up. What a miserable, miserable roller coaster. Never has something been so befitting of its name. Ah, we'll give it some music though. Not a monster. In fact, people are going to have such a good time riding that I wouldn't be surprised if they want a souvenir. Do I have the souvenir stall? I do. I don't know why, but the souvenir stall just seems to print money. So I want as much of that as we can get. Too intense for me. Am I about to find out that this is one of those places where people have very low intensity tolerance? No, there are people that want more than 4, so I think Brazilian friend will be just fine. And it takes in people as they come in, so there should be no problem even with its tiny queue to get all these folks in. Alright, it's not much, but it's a start. I now realize that I don't actually have any staff going around. That should do us nicely. What did I just research? Something came in. I think it was the corkscrew, because he wasn't there earlier. Which means we have access to a very small coaster that we can use. Which is excellent, because I need things that take up very little space here. Preferably ones that can stay at ground level. That won't work the way I want it to. I'm quite certain of that. That may, though. Yeah, it is without doubt the pathing that's the hardest thing to do on this scenario. It's alright though, I have a bit of faith. Oh no. That'll do. That'll more than do. Alright, open her up, but be sure to charge the big bucks. Chow is saying, hi Jake, Happy New Year. Happy New Year indeed. It's a pretty good one. Well, so far. Start selling people their balloons and that. Yeah. Well, that is pretty scary. But people are paying me the money, and that's what I'm looking for. Now, the amount of money I need to make from ride tickets, how much was that? 7 grand, so there's a lot of rides I'm going to have to build around here. That's okay though, I'm prepared for it. Except that I have no money. But I'm prepared for it. People don't seem too thrilled about going for the boat hire here. They want something more thrilling, right? Well, perhaps we should invest in some thrill rides. Snow cups, magic carpet, all these things. Perspective is so hard for me. Huh? So many. I was hoping to put it down to absolute minimum rotation so we'd get as many people coming in as possible, but the game was having none of that. I was hoping I could speed this thing up. That's not a very cool... Yeah, that speed's pathetic, but what you gonna do? Alright, so far no big complaints. The money is potentially stabilizing. But more rides are better rides. I don't want to use up all this good space. But it might be for the best to put in the thrill rides here. Entrance and exit can go only go like that. Alright, fair enough. Exit there. Entrance wherever I can still place a queue in. I make such pathetically short queues. I could put it down to my bad planning, but I'd rather put it down to I don't like queuing in real life. Go-karts! We had that before, it was pretty good. I think we shall have you once more. Finding the position for such things, not so easy. So up it goes, it spins around. Seeing as you enjoy this Tycoon game, would you be open to trying Zoo Tycoon in the future? Ooh, those are some good stats. Let's get you opened up. It looks like just more a Planet Coaster. That is to say, nice sandbox, no real meaningful management aspect. I haven't played it, so it's a bit rough for me to just say that without having tried it, but I watched Aristo play a bit of it. That's what I was thinking there too. Firm believer in souvenir stalls. Cough it up. Also, this thing's really thrilling. It's probably worth a lot more than £2. I'm thinking more like £4. 300 guests already. We're looking good in that. 7 nausea's a bit violent. Well, it's good for those guests that actually want higher intensity rides. Very hard to get my perspective with all this going on. We'll get some go-karts going real soon, but maybe people want some gentle rides too. Is this the worst place imaginable to put this? I feel like it is. No, don't like it. Don't like it at all. Slap down some ATMs, Jake. Be a good idea to do. Show me the money. I don't think people will be running out of cash this early on into the park. But how can I be sure about that? This whole area feels so wasted. Oh well, said I wouldn't use the leveling tool, so I won't. Well, hey, we're considerably close to the target already. Not too shabby, but I want to make some big and badass roller coasters around these hills. And I have plenty of space for expansion around here, especially since people can take the chairlift out here and do whatever. But I think I'll just have them ride it straight back. It does print money, right? Yeah, it does pretty good money, actually. But what I'll do is likely, and I should probably do this sooner rather than later, expand this out around here. Alright, to hell with it, we'll do it now. Okay, well, that doesn't work so well, does it? I guess I can have it loop back into this. Whoa, I'm only getting $10 back from deleting these. Even though it's costing... Oh right, I'm out of dosh. Well, nothing the bank can't help sort out. That doesn't meet, does it? It just looks like it does, like a trap. Here we go. It's a bit hideous, but it'll do. Really, thank goodness for the loans in this game. And also thank goodness I'm not hard-headed enough to go, nope, no loans in this game, that's not how we operate. I build fiscally responsible parks, yada yada. What would be the allying France of this game then? I bet Aristo would know. Shen1412 says, I've never seen snow in my life, and I cannot comprehend. I've seen snow every year of my life. I hope that actually is accessible. It's really hard to tell. Alright, if people came up all this way, they'd probably want their chicken nuggets. I mean, I know I would, but can it just... Is there only a certain height that they can go? There we go. Oh, good lord, that is not working. Wait, I'm very lost. What happened there? I don't get the money back from building it up as high as I did. Interesting. That's going to add to the costs quite badly. I just realized I don't know why you don't take loans in EU4. Why don't you? I just think they're too easy. You run into a problem that you can't solve, well, you can loan up, merc up, beat them out, and then repay your loans. And it's just like, yeah. And if, like 2 or 3 years back, it also became very easy to clear them off with bankruptcy. It doesn't sit well with me because I like to build things that are fiscally very secure. Did you open the nugget stall? I've got things to automatically open when I place them down, as long as they're shops. Thank goodness for that setting. Okay, let's see if this height stuff's going to work out a bit better for me here. It really defaults to the grimmest looking pathway you can have in the game. Given its location, I'd say this is a pretty thrilling Ferris wheel. Never ridden a Ferris wheel that high up before. I struggle to think I've ever ridden a Ferris wheel before at all, though. Any plans for the next long play? It'll be put up to a vote this week. I strongly suspect that we're going to finish off Roller Coaster Tycoon in this session, the next session, and the session that follows. So if today is Thursday, I think it is, then we'll be done on Saturday, and at the conclusion of it, we'll have a vote for the next long play. Can't help but feel we could charge a bit more money than that, but I'll try to avoid microing the flat rides. Oh, I was curious to see how exciting boat hire is, and you know, 3 is pretty good for boat hire. Huh, this is all not so bad at all. Right, maybe a couple more flat rides, and then we go for some extreme roller coastering. Now I think this part will work for the queuing, but getting out of this place, not so trivial, is it? If there are ideas out there, they ain't coming to me. Well, even that doesn't get it down far enough. However, potentially this could. Whew. Excellent. Going up all that way just to ride us helter-skelter. It's pretty grim. Oh, what isn't pretty grim is this. People queuing up around the block to get on Roto Drop. Which is good, because I decided that people should be paying me a lot more money for that thing. Ha! Pretty successful park, I'd say. This thing takes up a fair whack of space, but... Can I get people in from here? Oh, hell yes. Huh, feels good solving this. It's like a puzzle. Heavens knows I like my puzzles. Why did it bring the scenery back? I don't like the scenery at all. It just keeps coming back. Lost all my perspective here. You went down and around into there. Oh, good grief. I think that went where I wanted it. Yeah, I'll take it. Jake, have you played Puzzle Quest? Is that the one where you match the colours? If so, yeah. Did I complete it though? I can't remember. That was some time ago. I seem to recall buying that during the golden age of cheap indie games on Steam. Cookie Shop is available. I recall the Cookie Shop never making me decent money. But perhaps if we put it right next to the toilet. What? There we go. People surely won't be able to resist it. Any other flat rides that we really want done before? I haven't done my free fall yet. God, it is very, very difficult for me, maybe not for other people with much higher intelligence, to figure out. Yeah, why is it? I think it's giving me the top part here rather than any useful part. I need to know where the bottom is with respect to the paths. Alright, forget it. It doesn't want to be built. It doesn't want to be built. At least over there. I'm sure we can find another home for it. Ha! It would actually fit around here. If and only if I can get the exit and the queuing done right. And I have a feeling that I can. Cash machine is broken down. No. No cash machine. Don't do that. Now, how does the exit work for you? Potentially cleverly. I don't think I'm going to get the pathway going under here. No, not by a long shot. However... that will not work. But... neither will that. Yeah, it just doesn't go the way I want it to here. Unless I wanted like a very elaborate pathing out here. And I'm not so sure I do. Ah, what the hell. Nobody said it would be easy. I'm off by one again. And this is costing me loads of money each time I get it wrong as well. Which is part of the anti-fun. How did I get it wrong again? There we go. This thing's gonna have to run really well to make me that money back. I should test it first though. It's probably... yeah. That'll be okay, but... how is it as a ride? Not very exciting, pretty intense, but worth more than that. I think we can charge 4 buckaroos for it. And get open. Well, the park looks fairly busy with all these 700 folk here. I want to round off my flat rides before I start making things that are more exciting, though. None of these remaining gentle rides call out to me unless we want more quantum golf. Oh, it's tiny. Surely we can have quantum golf. I mean, look at how high in the air it is. Surely everybody will want to do it. It seems a little difficult to raise it. As in, it seems like I can't raise it. I wonder if I even have the space to bring the lines out here. Oh, more than that. Can I even get the queues going? Yeah, no, that's just a road to nowhere. No, I'd love to have quantum golf, but it's not going to fit in there, I think. Might be space over here for it, though. This could work. Ah. That's a problem. That is a bit of a problem. Oh well, I'm sure quantum golf will find its way to exist somewhere. I wanted to build some go-karts though. I'm just not so sure how we're going to do it well, given what we have here. Which is a whole heap of ass when it comes to building. The lack of a level anything makes this pretty hard. But I could have it built above here. Hey, that actually seems relatively exciting. Too high for supports. Oh well. I swear if this level is off by just a little bit, I'll be no impressed. There's a bit of a downside to this, and that's that we can't see the jet ski ride anymore. Is there a way to turn off seeing supports? There we go. Oh man, people should be paying the big bucks for this. £6 entry, please. Long straights, fast corners, bumps, perfect racetrack. Well, people will pay for it, then it's all good. I guess I won't know how good it is until people actually complete rides on it though, but that's okay. £7 we've got to be making. Hey, we've punched relatively close, but I think that's when new big hitters have opened. Good grief. Hang on, what if people run out of money when they're over here so they can't ride the thing on the way back? I can't imagine that being an actual problem. But if I have a bunch of people stuck here, that can't be too good for business. Well, I'll give them an ATM. They look like they have the money, but who can truly be sure? Should probably give them a toilet as well, so they don't feel a bit, well, you know. Okay, but yes, I will give them the toilet because I don't want them making a mess around here. Okay, I guess they needed that. And they're bound to get hungry while they're out there, so we'll give them a wee burger bar as well. Yeah, this place is probably a trap. But it's my trap. Ah, looks good. They're doing a lot of laps though. I'd like them to do not many laps. Seems like a waste of time to have them do too many of them. How do your employees get up there? That's not my problem. Not a monster though. I'll give them some seats and a bin. Ooh, the Giga Coaster. It's a pretty good coaster, and it's high time that I actually, you know, build a coaster. Have I designed anything other than these two abominations so far? I don't think I have. Hey, look at them go! The dosh these guys make, not too shabby. What are we feeling then? The Giga Coaster is the defining coaster, I think, so we'll have that. I'll place you out and around here, and your entranceway will be here. And you're going to cost me way too much money, I'm certain. That's just not long enough for me to be able to tell where the pathway works. Oh, whatever. The queues can go up or down, whatever. Okay, nice big station platform. And I forget, can you do anything fancy like a launched start? No, no you cannot. You just go big and fast. Such is the way of the Giga Coaster. Oh, it's never gonna get up that. But I think it's plenty high enough if it's up there. What am I even trying to do here? Probably not thinking about that is a dangerous thing to do here. Let's just pick up some serious speed here. Get those photos straight away whilst they are absolutely dying from the speed. That's right, it doesn't really do loops or anything like that, it just goes big and fast. Alright, so what does it look like? You get up here, chugga 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 chugga. Speaking of, it needs to chugga a lot faster. Whee! And then up and round. Damn, if I'm not going to terraform, I can't get this stuff under the ground. Did you mean to enable channel points, Jake? I did no such thing. They just appeared one day. Well, I'm not banking these curves at all, which is probably a problem. I don't know why I wasn't even thinking about banking them. Just go forward a bit here. Man, I have lost my touch at doing this. It's like I've forgotten how to build roller coasters. That's what I want. It's like there's been a gap of a decade. Yeah, it's kind of how it feels. I should be better than this. Tycoon will bring you around. Alright, let's escape this maze that I've made so far, whilst I continue to spend all of my bleeding money. Okay, it's doing well there. Up's a daisy, and then I want to helix around a bit. I don't know how fast we're going to be once we hit this point, but we'll be there. And then it's time to start thinking about getting out of here. Wouldn't be my roller coaster if it didn't have a crummy ending. Alright, looks borderline acceptable. Let's have an entrance. Let's have an exit. And let's pray that they make their way over to here. Is that too high, too low, too what? People are saying that the highlights are disgusting and quite useless. Well, if they're not liked, then I can just get rid of them. I imagine. I trust there's a way to disable this. What is even perspective? There we go. That should be fine. Man, 3 coasters going at once. That's pretty badass. Didn't even need any block breaks. It might be taking these corners a bit too extreme at the end there, which would mean, well, I could just add some brakes. But I want to see how it fares first. That's a lot of lateral G's, but that's just serving to give us good intensity. Alright, looks good to me. Let's open her up. And let's charge an absolute arm and a leg for it. I'm thinking this is worth 17 quid. Really good value. We'll see about that. Nice. People queuing up around the block for it. I will certainly want souvenirs out of people. Maybe they can get themselves a special hat. I want a hat. What is even perspective? Yeah, we haven't run any advertisements yet. We should get to that. Free rides on, what's rubbish here? Ah, free rides on the cat. Oh, right, no, I thought that was ATM. No, I absolutely don't want that. Spiral slide is fine. Free food or drink. Everybody deserves some nice cookies. Do it for the whole park. Ooh, I don't really have the kind of money for this, do I? But we will advertise the new Giga Coaster. Oh, they're only too happy to pay to get on. It's not an awful Giga Coaster, but it's certainly not great. It's not like I was lacking for space and such. Free rides on the chairlift get people down from the mountain. Oh god, they're queuing up to get away, but they just can't. Oh, they are not happy. It's too crowded here. Of course it's too crowded here. Okay, I think we'll give them some actual mercy. Mercy? After you've scrubbed all the floors in the Alpine... Wait, where are we? Where are we even? I don't know the name of this park anymore. Jeez, how do I even get him out of here? Did I manage to catch him? You let it catch you. Alright, there we go. Let's get these suckers out of here. But let's certainly not invite people up here. I gotta hand it to you, Giga Coaster. You are pulling in the... Actually... Oh man, that's disappointing. We're gonna make it on Giga Coaster alone. I could probably charge even more money for that. I bet we can charge the full shebang. And whoa, we have a problem here. When people get on-ride photos, they should charge me £3.50. Always. Oh, you build one good coaster. You got it sorted. Guests are thirsty. They can't find anywhere to buy drinks. Have I given any drinks around here? I don't think I have. There should be hot drinks. Coffee is hot. But I hate coffee. Oh well, coffee it is. Was it the original theme park where if they drank coffee, the guests started going around the place super fast? Are people even still paying to get on the Black Weeb? Yeah, apparently. Set a good price for it. Most things are at a good price. It's a real success of a theme park. Guests don't enter your new roller coaster anymore. What, you mean the Giga Coaster? Oh yeah, maybe I did. Yeah, I set that too expensive. Oh well. Too good, I'm afraid. Too good. I guess if you have a lot of guests in, and then you open up something that's worth the big bucks... Hang on, where did they get balloons from? I don't recall having a balloon store. There we go. I did build one. Disappointing, says Marvin. I was expecting more challenge from the expert parks. I was hoping I'd have to build this up a lot bigger than I did, but no, we crushed it. Let's crush these balloons as well. What time is it? We've only been going at this for an hour. This is unacceptable. Let's move on to the next one and hope that it proves a bigger challenge. Alpine Adventures complete. Or complete. I'm happy with the park, but it could have been 4 times bigger. Expert mode.